Hi everyone, welcome to this video on how to get started with the Vue ComboBox of Syncfusion. The ComboBox can also be said as an editable drop-down list. Imagine that you're asked to select your country name from a list. If suppose your country name is not available in that list, then you can type in your country name and add it to the existing list. So, in this way, the Vue ComboBox of Syncfusion acts as an editable drop-down list and allows you to choose one from the existing collection or dynamically add a new item to the collection. And then, similar to the drop-down list component, it will display that selected item on the UI. Also, to this combo box, I can bind local and remote data, do filtering, UI customization with templates, grouping, as well as can create a cascading combo box. Now, in this video, I will show you the steps to create a Vue project using the Vue CLI tool and will edit my code using the Visual Studio Code, and finally I can view the output result on any of the supported browsers. Okay, let me open the Visual Studio Code, and now to create a new Vue project I may need to install the Vue CLI tool globally on my machine using the command npm install -g at vue/cli. As I've already installed it in my machine, so I'm skipping this step here. Now, let me create a new Vue project using the command vue create ComboBox. Here, I have named my project as ComboBox. This will create an empty Vue application with no Syncfusion packages. Now, I will navigate to the newly created application folder. Okay, now I have the empty Vue application. And to start using the ComboBox control within this application, I may need to install the dropdowns package using the command npm install at syncfusion/ej2vue dropdowns. This command will install the ComboBox plugin along with its dependencies. Once the installation gets completed, my application is ready to use the ComboBox control. The first thing I need to do here is to register the ComboBox plugin from Syncfusion ej2vue dropdowns package. For that, I will open the app.vue file, and here, to have clear focus on ComboBox code, I am removing the default code snippet under the template, script and style section. As a first step, I will import Vue from Vue package, and then let me import the ComboBox plugin from Syncfusion ej2vue dropdowns package. Also, I need to register the same plugin globally inside the API vue.use to register all child directives globally. Now, within the template section, I will define ejs-combobox tag inside the div element. Here, to align my ComboBox better on the output page, I have defined a div element with few CSS styles. The next thing is, I need to define the CSS for Vue ComboBox control. So, let me import this component CSS using the CDN link under the style section. Okay, let me save the application and run my application with the command npm run serve. This will start the development server and automatically reloads the page at any time whenever I make edits on my project. So here, you can see the combo box with no items. Now, to populate the items, I may need to bind the data source for the ComboBox control. For that, let me open the app.vue file, and within the data function, I will define the object variable data item and assign the array of objects where each object is holding two fields, namely ID and game. For this data source, the appropriate data source field should be mapped to the fields property of the ComboBox control. So here, I need to define the data fields variable and map this ID field to the value property and game field to the text property. Now, let me assign this data item to the data source property of the ComboBox control. And I also assign this data fields variable to the fields property. Here, this data source contains a list of sports, so let me define the property placeholder with the value select a game which will be displayed in ComboBox control as description. When you look at the combo box, you can see the sports name listed here. You can also notice that the combo box displays a short description as select a game. Here, by default, the pop-up width is 100% and height is 300 pixels, but you can also set custom height and width to it. To set custom height and width for the pop-up, I need to define the pop-up width and pop-up height properties with the required custom values. So now, look at the combo box control where the pop-up is displayed with custom height and width. Suppose if I want to bind remote data source to Vue ComboBox, then I may need to make use of Data Manager library of Syncfusion. Here, the Data Manager acts as a gateway between the ComboBox and data source and also uses queries to interact with both the local and remote data source. So, as a first step, I need to import the Data Manager and required adapter from Syncfusion EJ2 data repository. Now, within the data function, let me replace the JSON data collection with the Data Manager instance. Then, I will set the Data Manager properties like URL, adapter, and cross-domain. In the URL, I will be assigning the existing remote URL service which will retrieve the list of data through post action and return the resultant data to the Vue ComboBox. This remote URL service will return a collection of data objects with fields like employee ID, first name, designation, and country. Also, I have set the Web API adapter to the adapter property as the URL set here is of Web API service type. And cross-domain option is set to true to allow the cross-origin domain request. Now, I need to map the remote data source fields. So, I will map these two fields, first name and employee ID, to the text and value properties respectively. As I have assigned the employee names to the data source now, let me change the placeholder property value as select a name. Also, let me ensure whether this data item and data fields variables are assigned to the data source and fields property of the combo box. And now, you can see the combo box which shows employee names over here. This combo box displays the data items in data source order. In case if I would like to reorder these data items either in an ascending or descending order, then I may need to use the sort order property. Now, I am going to sort these items in descending order. So, let me define the property sort order and set its value as descending. So here, the data items in the combo box are sorted in descending order like this. Okay, let me summarize some of the important points which we have discussed so far. We have seen how to add the Vue ComboBox of Syncfusion to the Vue application. Also, we have seen how to populate JSON data and remote data source to the combo box and how to sort the data source as well as how to set the custom height and width for combo box pop-up. If you would like to see the working of this example, you can also download it from the GitHub link which I have shared in the description part below. And if you find this video as useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching this video.